Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Back to let you know the latest in the Super Eagles camp right now. So the preparation ahead of the match against Morocco, which is of course the semi-finals of the Nations Cup coming up on Wednesday night, is getting very serious and intense right now. So the latest is that the Super Eagles have traveled from Fez to Rabat, which is the city where the match will be played on Wednesday, and they actually have a training slated for this evening, but Coach Chelle will not allow the media people to have access to that training. So it's essentially going to be an indoor training or a closed door training session, which of course is something that I think we can all appreciate, despite the criticism that Coach Chelle faced for shutting out the media people and not allowing coverages of his training sessions. But we saw how that got results in the last game. So obviously, that's the most important thing for the coach and also for the fans, for Nigerians. We need to get results, even if it comes at the expense of Coach Eric Shaw blocking out the media people. I mean, it's perfectly fine by everyone. But again, the compulsory is going to need to open the team or the camp to media access tomorrow, being Tuesday, when they come out to train. That's probably going to be in the evening. So based on the rules, 15 minutes of the training session is going to be allowed for media access. So that's when we are going to hear from Coach Eric Shaw about any other team news, whatever it is that he wants to share with the world. And of course, he's not going to just share it. So the journalists will ask him questions and then he will answer accordingly. But it's just so nice to see that the Super Eagles are taking this great steps to prepare themselves. To be honest, they've done really well. If you follow the channel, I did a live uh, right here where I told you guys that by yesterday they had already completed the first training session and also recovery session, and they traveled that same yesterday from Marrakesh to Fez, which is their main camp. But right now, after completing that training session, recovery session, they embarked on that trip today, and they also have training slated for this evening. So they've been busy all through, taking trips and also training on the same day, which is not an easy thing to do. So you have to give the guys kudos for really, bringing out their heart, mind, body, soul, everything to to get the work done. However little amount of time that they have to prepare for this game, they are definitely using it. They are making the most of it. So I mean, we just wish them all the best, and of course for the players, everybody is available from what I know right now. The only player I think is Indeed that picked up 2 yellow cards, so it's going to miss that match. But aside from him, I think every other person is going to be available for that game, on Wednesday. And then there's this discussion about the referee duty for that Wednesday match. Of course, the referee is going to be a very key factor for that match. We are going to need a referee is that is uh, that is not partial, that is not uh, succumbing to intimidation and things like that. But I saw a rumor that said that the referee that CAF are considering to give us for that match is this referee that officiated the game between Morocco and Cameroon, who goes by the name Dahane Beida. And if you guys watched that match, you can agree with me that that match was a very, very controversial match. And I mean, after that game, a lot of people on social media everywhere were saying that this referee was biased, was siding Morocco. If you remember correctly, the famous Mbremo challenge, which majority of people believe it should have been a penalty, but the referee didn't give that to Cameroonian side. So at the end of the day, they ended up losing. I think 1 goal to 0 or so. But when you look at it, it just doesn't make any sense. If this is true, I'm not saying it's verified now. Of course, it's still a rumor, but it just would not make sense for CAF to be considering a referee that they had used previously in Morocco in Morocco's game to now bring that same referee to officiate us, in the semifinals, especially when that officiating had a little bit of not a little bit, had way too much drama, had way too much controversies. Just like saying that the referee, the referee that officiated between Nigeria and Algeria should be brought into the semi-final to referee against Nigeria versus Morocco. It's not going to make sense because people will feel that this man actually Nigeria had a good game under this man, and there were a lot of contentious moments. Even at least Algerian people would agree that there were a lot of contentious moments. That the referee is bad, which even right now we know that they are filing some petitions against the man, and then CAF will now go and carry that same man to officiate Nigeria versus Morocco. It will not make a lot of sense. In that same way, it will not make sense if CAF will go back and pick Dahame Beida, who officiated between Morocco and Cameroon, clearly favored Morocco, and then bring him onto the semi-finals to officiate between Morocco and Nigeria. It doesn't make any sense. I think we have a list of other referees here, which I'm going to let you know. CAF should select another credible person from this list, and then assign them the Nigeria versus Morocco game. That I think that will be much more appreciated by football fans. So just to give you the list of the referees that are available for this semi-final slash final matches. These are the list on the screen. I don't know if I'm able to pronounce their names correctly, but I'm going to try. We have Mustafa Goba, we have Pacific Ndabiha We Ni Mana, then Abdul Mefire, we have Jean Ndala, we have Amin Omar, we have Pierre Acho, we have Peter Waweru, we have Bubu Traore, we have Dahani Beida, we have Jalal Jayid, Samuel Uwi Kanda, Isa Sai, Omar Atan, Obongile Tom, Mahmoud Ismail, Mares Melki. So these are the referees that are available. There are more than 10 referees that are, very capable and ready to officiate this match. CAF has deemed them, as the available refs for them to select or pick from for the semi-final rounds and also in the final potentially. So it's not going to make sense for them to go on and pick someone that had already officiated matches before or Moroccan matches before. That's the latest right now. So in the coming days, I'm sure before tomorrow, definitely before tomorrow ends, we are going to see the referee that CAF has moved on to assign for that match. And I just hope it's a referee that has credibility and has not, officiated either of the matches. But let's move on, guys, and talk about Coach Jonathan Raw and what he has now said about why the Nations Cup is actually bigger or more, I would say, special than the European competitions or the Euros. Rob believes that the Nations Cup is actually better in a sense than the competitions played in Europe because he says, there's more passion, there's more color, there's more emotion, there's more atmosphere. Basically, there's more of everything. When African Cup of Nations is being played, more than what you see in the Euros. And Rob believes that unlike the Euros, whereby you play for big contracts and you play to get signatures and make big bucks, African Cup of Nations, sometimes it's not even about the money. In fact, most times it says it's not about the money. You see players who don't earn a lot, but they come out for the passion, for the love of their country, for the culture, for their families, come out to play and they give 100%. And it talks about the fans, how they light up the stadium, the jerseys of different countries, the color creativity, the artsy nature of it. Even the fans bringing drums, bringing vuvuzela, bringing all kinds of cultural instruments just to liven the atmosphere. He said this is something that you cannot get in European competition, and for that reason, he feels that African Cup of Nations beats the Euros in a lot of ways. But this is why I said that it's the passion that makes the competition unique. Everything is amplified. The joy, the sadness. There are more colors, more music, drums in the stadiums, an atmosphere you won't find in Europe. Here, we play for the country, not for lucrative contracts. Some players earn little, but they give everything for their country. That's what Coach Gennaro, former Super Eagles head coach and currently Benin Republic coach. By the way, they've unfortunately been knocked out by Egypt, I think in the round of 16. But that's basically the updates right now. The Super Eagles will continue their journey. I'm sure right now they are already sweating it out, in the training pitch, on the training pitch under the floodlights. And then tomorrow is when we get to hear from them because Coach Eric is going to allow media access before their final training tomorrow.